Welcome, Marketplace Ministries. It's Chaplain Anthony James coming to you live and direct. Where healing take place, community awareness, community involvement, and all that good stuff. I'm just glad to be here. Glad to, come on and, make some things happen and talk, you know. Let's go. What's going on, my brother?
What's up, chap?
What's good? How you?
All right, and yourself?
Okay. Yeah. Once again, we here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so, just go ahead and introduce.
How y'all doing? This is Keith Henry, Marketplace Ministries co-founder. We guide souls to God and give me our real talk. Yes, sir.
That's right. Yeah, so what's going on, man? It's been I had a long week, man, this week, man, putting in this work, man. It's, outside work, you know what I mean? Um, Job work, ministry work. It all goes hand in hand, man, but it's all good. Ain't no complaints. It's all about just, getting yourself back in tune and, you know what I mean? How about yourself?
Man, chap, it's so crazy you said that because I was just sitting up here tripping like, man, I didn't get a chance to shave. I didn't get a chance to, when I went to God and he was like, man, ain't nothing wrong with showing that you working. You know what I mean? That just showing that you're working. You putting work in, you only have time. You know what I mean? So you working right now. You know what I mean? So, that's just what it is. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but I'm definitely getting addicted to this working thing though. It's really, like really moving me. You know what I mean? Like it's really moving me. Like I never been moved before. You know what I mean? It's like an alarm clock. It's just it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like I was just giving some names for it, like just like a workaholic or something. You know what I mean? Because I just want to work. You know what I mean? I just want to work. And like you said, job work, ministry work. You know what I mean? Father work. Whatever kind of work it is. You know what I mean?
Kingdom work.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, cause that's like I always say, man. I always make reference to that. Before God gave a man a woman, He gave man responsibility. That's work.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what I mean? It's just how
Sir.
you do the work. You know what I'm
Yes, sir.
saying? It's just how you make it happen. And you have to. It just have to be a balance, man. You can't just
Yeah.
keep going like you're a robot because we're not. We got
No.
vitals. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to sit down or you will be sat down. You know what I mean? So, with that, man, it's just that, we here. It's a blessing to be here on Instagram, just showing our face and
Yes, sir.
showing our courage to even come on to share with the
Yes, sir.
people. You know what I mean? Share between me and you, because even though we talk a lot, you know what I'm saying? It's a needful thing, but it's just also, like we made, like today we didn't vibe none today. I knew you was probably doing your thing at work. I went to work myself. You know what I mean? Put this extra 6 day in. You know what I mean? But hey, got to do what you got to do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That don't mean this ain't gonna stop. You know what
Oh
I'm
no.
saying? This is I'm more, to be honest with you, I like going to work to gain monetary gain,
Right.
but it ain't nothing like gaining that spiritual gain, and gaining that, trying to reach people instead of preach to people, we trying to reach people.
Yes, sir.
And so that's what it is. But yeah, man, let's get right into it, man. This community awareness, man. This is a huge situation, man. We've been at this thing since February.
Right.
You know what I mean? And God has been, opening up doors, and as far as, more opportunity, you know what I mean? More clarity,
Yes, sir.
and so more energy. I know without the energy, we couldn't do this.
No,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying? We couldn't do this because it's ministry is, I was telling my wife, man, ministry is, it's a lot to this stuff, man. It's levels, it's definitely levels to this. And so
Yes,
you
sir.
have to make time for yourself. You know what I mean? You always have to do that. You cannot forget about you. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because people gonna pull from you. They're gonna snatch everything that you got to offer, and
Yes, sir.
without a thank you. You know what I mean? Some people ain't gonna say thank you. I appreciate you. They just gonna snatch. You know what I mean? And so
Right.
you have to be mindful of that when you giving. You know what I'm saying? You have to be mindful of such as I have, such as I give.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, now if you don't have it to give, then you can't give it.
You can't
You know
pour
what I
from a
mean?
cup.
Right, right, right. So it's always you have to replenish.
Yes, sir.
You have to lay it down. And I call myself taking a nap. You know what I'm saying? You know, to the point of I'm like, man, I was tired, man. Me and my wife ran around a little bit, had to do some things, but I was like just on the couch, just drained out because I worked this morning. And so came back. I said, I gotta get lay down. As soon as I lay down, boom, my daughter calls me. You know what I mean? Excited about something that she, gone dealing with. You know what I mean? She was excited, all happy. And I'm gonna be honest with you. When I looked at the phone, I didn't put it on vibrate. I guess there was a reason why I didn't do that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because her call needed to come through.
Yes,
You know what
sir.
I mean? And
Yes,
and
sir.
so and so when I looked at the phone, I saw her name. I said, "Oh, I gotta answer this."
Yes, sir. Yes.
Anybody else other than my wife, I'd have put it off. You know what I'm saying? I'd have put it off. Or any one of my kids, I would have answered. Or my family, that's what I would have did, depending on what family member it was. You know what I
Yes, sir.
mean? But other than that, she's like, Daddy, yeah, made the honor roll. So I had to be excited with her. You know what I mean? So I said,
Oh,
yo, and then, that made me. I couldn't go back to sleep.
yeah.
So,
Oh, you had to get that energy. Yes, sir. Yes,
right,
sir.
right. God was like, get up, time to get up. Another couple of hours. You got me to get into. I
Yes,
said,
sir.
okay, let's go, let's get it, let's get it. So that's what it is, you know. And because life still goes on, no matter
Right.
what we do, ministry, whatever work we do, whatever we got going on, we have to pay attention to our surroundings, and we have to be available. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? That's very important, man, to be available. Even when you don't feel like being available, sometimes you have to be available. And that's ministry right there. That's a part of being a leader. That's a part of being, mature. You
yes,
know what I'm
sir.
saying? Even when you don't feel like it, sometimes it's gonna take that, extra. You gotta sacrifice. You know what I mean? Just be in somebody's ear sometime. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, man. And this
Especially on
this is
kids.
right. You can't, because I remember, man, growing up, man. I couldn't have a conversation with my parents really. They didn't let you. They were so burnt out and they didn't want to hear anything from no child. And that was kind of crazy. But now I'm looking back in retrospect, I'm like, dang, they shut us down, man. No wonder I was out of control, man. I was yearning for that attention, man.
Right.
And you cannot shut kids down, man. And my kids don't live with me. My son does. He's about to leave though, but he got his weight up now, and you know what I'm saying. His mental, his spirit, God is really doing
Yeah.
some things in his
Yeah.
life. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I'm excited for him.
Oh, me
Yeah,
too. I wait.
and then there's my two daughters. I listen. I gotta when they call me, man. When they say jump, I say how high.
Got to.
You know what I mean? That's just the bottom line to it. Now, I ain't gonna do nothing crazy, but they ain't gonna come at me crazy neither. So, because we have a relationship to where they know daddy, they know what daddy is. They come crazy, they know they're gonna have to get it right when they get on that phone, get on that horn. If I could tell when something's up, and I could tell when something's not up. So, but it's all
Good.
good, man. And how's your kids, man?
Oh man, they real good. Man, my daughter, matter of fact, she just texted me while we was on live. That's crazy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
She just texted me, you know what I mean, while we was on live, matter of fact. But I wanna go back to something that we was talking about earlier, you know what I mean? Because, it's like because I've been trying to research, not research but solve this problem as far as, this work thing, because it's like I want to be efficient. You know what I mean? I don't want to just work. I want to work efficiently. You know what I mean? I want to work and get stuff done. You know what I mean? And So, I've been just digging in it and playing with it. And it's just like, 'cause, I just got my vehicle, you know what I mean? So I've been really on reserve, you know what I mean? So it's not the fact that I'm tired, it's more of the time, you know what I mean?
Right,
Because, I'm working, I'm doing this, I'm making plaques, I'm making my own plaques, I'm doing everything on my own, you know what I mean? And it's just very time consuming. So, and it's crazy because I had an energy, you know what I mean? Like the energy
right,
is, you know what I mean? I jump up, you know what I mean? I go, I move, 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 move. I'm moving, you
right,
know,
right,
80% of the day, you know what I mean? So, the energy, because, I thank God for, He's so perfect because, like, as He put me up. Like, I've been sitting
right,
in,
right,
and it's just like, now I'm free, and I have all this energy, so I'm ready, I'm moving,
right,
I'm going. And now the problem is the time, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not enough hours in a day for me to get done. I need to get done, you know what I mean? And to me, I feel like that's a kind of a good problem because, like I said, I want to start my day off a little bit more earlier now. You know what I mean? And just gradually because I'm finna start working back out and things of that nature. So, you
right,
know, and, I say that to say, man, I really love this stuff. You know what I mean? Just working.
right, right. No
But
doubt.
it's like you have to really, you know, um, make it make sense and make it fit. You know what I mean? Because if you just working, and ain't really getting nothing accomplished, like you like a Ferris wheel. You know what I mean? Like you
Right,
just running on a wheel. You know what I mean? That's what I'm not trying to do. So,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, somebody said to me other day, man, actually yesterday, it was like, yo, chat, man, you do a lot, bro. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
how are you doing all this? I said, time management.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned how to manage my time, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Even though God, my wife is always telling me this, man, as soon as you get ready to do something and God is saying, nope, go to the next thing. Once you get in the groove of something, here's something else coming. So I've learned how to manage. I'm learning even more how to manage my time, because prioritizing, you know what I mean? What's important? You know what I mean? I think once we get those things under wraps within ourselves, because that's how you're able to move without being, because when you move and tired, you're gonna be disgruntled.
Mm-hmm.
Things are gonna be so easy, you're gonna be short with people because you ain't gonna want to deal with that because you struggling.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that's why I try to mainly. I'm a homebody. If I most of them I take care of my personal business. Like when I come before I come home from work, if I got something to do, I'm knocking it out. I'm knocking whatever I have to do out before I even go to my house. Because once I go to my house, it's a wrap.
Right. Right.
I'm shutting it down. You know what I mean? Because that's my time. That's my quiet time. Now I have to kick into another gear. My wife then put something on me, man. She was like, listen, you want to be successful, you want this thing to happen, you got to now put office hours in. I was like, oh my gosh. You know what I mean? But it's I have to do it
Yeah.
if I want to be successful.
Oh yeah.
But by me doing that, now I have to take some time from something else.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can't just conjure all this stuff in because a lot of times people think, man, this guy got to do this, so let me add this on, but I can't drop that.
Right.
Some of you got to be clear now because you're human. You can't just be adding stuff to your plate and
Don't.
not taking stuff off. That's why my wife she's getting ready to show me how to do some things, and she's a real expert in that area, which how to manage my time even better, so that way I won't be overlapping stuff. So because I want to be able to execute better. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Because if you got 80 things, if you got 20 things going on, and you really can only effectively do, you're really not effectively doing nothing
Mm-hmm.
because you running it, and then year after year after year you haven't gotten these things done. She just hit me with that today, and it just made me realize, like, dang, man. I said, wow. I said, you know what? I got to tap into that, man, because she's just showing me her model, and I got to buckle down. It doesn't matter. She knows what she's doing. I'm actually seeing her doing it because I think she's a lot of times they think she's out of control. I said, man, she's out of control, but now she's fully in control. I'm telling you, I'm seeing it happen. I'm seeing it happen, man. And so now I'm learning, and that's what we have to do. We have to learn from each other.
Right.
You know, a lot of times we don't want to listen, take advice, or adhere to other people's how they do things, and it's beneficial, man. It's beneficial. You know, that's what God says. Each one teach one.
Yes, sir.
And so, and that all this deals with what we're talking about: community awareness. This is community awareness, self-awareness. We have to be good within ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And you know,
We are the community, champ. You know,
right?
we are the
And
community.
we
So
busted.
if we not being efficient,
Nah,
right,
how
right,
can we help the next person? They gonna come to us
exactly.
and see what. That's the thing. That's why we got to be on point and we got to be fortified in our body, inside as well as out, getting our rest. Because man, the people coming, oh man, a lot of them are busted. They're coming to snatch something from you, and if they snatch your energy, then what you have? You know what I mean? Because I'm telling you, man, but God, a lot of times God is sending these people to us because we raised our hand. We sat there and said, "Oh, I'll do it, Lord, I'll do it. I'll do this community stuff." And then you be like, "Whoa, hold up, man, hold up. I didn't prepare for this." You know, and so that's what happens. Preparation, man. You have to be prepared for this stuff, man, because preparation will bust you. If you're not prepared for your next level, man, you're gonna be cracked open when you get there. It's gonna be something that's gonna come at you so heavy that you may not be able to deal with it, man, because you have not prepared yourself for it. You know what I mean? That means your little workout. I've been changing some things. My wife, right now, to be honest with you, I'm not jealous of my wife, but man, she's doing some things. She's outdoing me in some things, man.
Right. Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
it's making me say, nah, I'm not trying to outdo you, but you're not gonna leave me like that.
friendly
You know what I'm
competition.
saying? Huh?
Friendly competition. That's
and,
it.
and, and you know, it's not even a competition. It's just she's letting me know I can't keep telling you what to do.
Mm.
You need to see what I'm doing and follow what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Vice versa. You know what I mean? And so that's how we have to move, man. And when you single, when you by yourself, you have to. It's like you got a responsibility because it's so easy to get relaxed and just I'm chilling today. Not if you're trying to be successful.
Oh no.
You got to go hard every single day, and there's times when you can rest. You know, there's times when you can rest, but for the most part, if you broke,
Hey,
busted, and disgusted,
they
man, you
got
got to kick in,
no resting.
huh?
And think about resting.
Yeah, and you know, and it's good. But you know what? At the end of the day, it works. As long as you got your mind on it, you'll get around to doing it because you're gonna it's gonna frustrate you if you don't. You know what I mean? You're gonna miss the mark and you're gonna drop the ball if you don't. You know what I mean? And so I believe you have to really lock in, tap in to is that word again, tap in. You know what I'm saying? We gotta tap in to what you have to do for your work, you know, because you have to prepare yourself, man. You know, that's why I get my rest, man. I listen, I'm telling you, I'm like them old timers, man. I'm up early and go to bed early and on purpose though, on
Yeah.
purpose, because I feel good when I do that. Because what I have to go through in my job every day, I'm at the clinic, man. Whew, man, they be laying for me to come, man. They be. Soon as they see me, Soon as they see the light, they coming straight to the light. You know what I'm saying? You know how them bugs be doing. You know what I'm saying? And them, like you be like, damn, why these bugs always by the light? They coming near that light, man, because that light is warm, it's hot. You know what I mean? So they got to get their energy from that light.
Right.
So if we're light, then that's people gonna come. They're gonna be drawn to us, man. And so that's why we got to get our rest. You know what I'm saying? That's why we have to get our rest, man. And so at the end of the day, it's imperative, it's important, it's really detrimental to do that. You know what I mean? Because yo, if you're not resting and you moving around all crazy, you can have a stroke. You can have an aneurysm.
But
You know what I mean?
no,
Good.
I don't mean to cut you off or nothing
No,
like
you
that.
good.
I mean, but it's just something that's been really, we didn't get a chance to talk today, as you mentioned earlier.
Right.
You know what I mean? I probably would have told you earlier about it, but we spoke about something. We spoke about it a while ago, or yesterday, or something like that. but it just today something else happened. You know what I mean? As far as on the rap culture go, you know what I mean. We spoke about the rap culture and what we was planning on doing about that. But I wanted to you know, enlighten, you know, our viewers or whatever, you know, about what, you know, about what happened today. Something else happened today. You know what I mean? Another rapper got shot or shot at. You know, I don't know if you know, if he got shot or not. You know, but he got shot at. Boosie, from Louisiana, he got shot at or shot. You know, I don't know which one. And then what really had you know, what's really on my mind is what Deion Sanders had said a few minutes ago. You know what I mean? Yeah. Deion Sanders had said he had made a statement, a video, so to speak, about why is hip hop the only career that once you make it, you know, you really get a chance to get killed. And yeah, okay, yeah, and it really just, you know, prompted me to really speak on it, you know what I mean, and really, you know, like give my thoughts on it, you know, if you don't mind, you know what I mean, you know, because it's really like I was talking to somebody else about it, and they were saying like, you know, that's what's supposed to happen because that's what they idolize, you know what I mean, and you know, I just wanted, if you wanted to give your opinion on it, you know what I mean, how you feel before I go a little bit further into it. You know, I want to see how you feel about it.
Well, I mean, I was as you were saying that, man, is KRS-One, BDP, man, old school rapper. He put a song out, powerful song, you know, and what that was one of my best songs. If you want to get away with murder, kill a rapper. You
Mm,
know what I'm saying? That's what the song was about. If you want to get away with murder, kill a rapper. You know what
mm,
I'm saying? Because and then he broke it down on how who got shot in the hood, you know, Biggie and Tupac and Big L and all these rappers and stuff, man. But at the end of the day, man, you know, we gotta understand that there's an anointing, there's a demonic anointing on this stuff. And you got to understand this they're not rep most of these rappers that we see out here, they're repping how they grew up, they're repping their hood, they're repping their flags, they're repping all this negativity. So you reap what you sow.
mm.
So that's the real deal about it. If we can go as deep as that, whatever you put out there is coming back to you.
Okay, well,
You know what I'm
let
saying?
quick chap, just you know, because my thinking is, you know, we as the people, because you know, I don't believe they would be speaking about this if we the people didn't support it. Like I had seen a video today. The guy who had shot, he had shot somebody. I think it was King Von. I think it was King Von. No, I don't think it was King Von. But anyway, he shot somebody, and they showed him on live in jail. You know what I mean? And they were like, "Oh, what's his name? What's his, you know?" And to me, it's like, you know, we the people. Why are we even associating with those type of people that do stuff like that? You know what I mean? Like why are we reposting what he's doing when we seen what he done, and it's like we, so now we showing the next clown, I mean, I ain't gonna say clown, the next person, you know, hey, if you do this, this is what we're gonna do. Now you're gonna go from maybe 100 views to 100,000 views from
Okay.
from but you know, when it's like, and it's like it just crazy to me.
And you know, you got to, and then you also have to look at it like this: it's a culture.
Hmm.
First of all, before that, it's a spirit. It's a spirit behind all of this, and by far, hip hop is one of the most of the genres that's making the most money.
Right,
They're getting all the views. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody can make a rap song now today.
right.
They got, man, back in the days, man, it was violence back then too. When I was coming up, when hip hop in the 80s, 79, when it started in 78 in the Bronx, yo, they was killing cats then. They was shooting up parties, you know what I'm saying, over sneakers then. It was over if you looked at the it's always been a spirit. It's always been a spirit. And I don't think we're driving that spirit out, because if you don't drive the spirit out of the thing, it's not going to be driven out. It's not going to be driven out, because it's a spiritual thing to this. And people are not tapping into the spiritual realm of God, I believe, to combat a lot of this, because what they're talking about is what they're living. That's why it makes it so compact, because they're some of them, most of these rappers, they come from poverty.
Right.
They come from drug addicted families. They come from abusive families, and they're rapping about this stuff. Now they talking about trapping. Now they talking about sexing one another, sexing this and sexing that, and let's do this and let's do that. All that's a spiritual thing, man. So it's hard to really come at something as a whole when a lot of people are buying into it. You know what I'm saying? People are buying into this stuff so crazy, and it's the younger generation is so heavily engulfed in this stuff, man, to where they don't see nothing but, man, I'm getting this paper. This is how I'm feeding my family off of this. So with that, you know what I'm saying? The bottom line is, then you got the followers, you got the younger than them saying, yo, man, nah, he's repping his flag. So he's about this life. So it's a tough situation, man. So it has to, this can't be figured out in a night, in 2 nights.
Right.
This has to be for people to say, you know what, man, enough is enough. We have to do something about this. We have to speak against this. And then a lot of people are in fear. A lot of people are in fear. They're saying if we speak out on this stuff, they might come for us, because now we stepping on their toes to get their money. So it's a big picture, man. But I believe God is in charge, man. And us, I'm glad you brought that up, or you brought this out, because it's opening something. We can have some dialogue. People can start talking about it, because, the bottom line is, everything, like my son says, sorry, but it never will. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how these young people see it. They saying it's too far gone.
Nah, and one thing, my faith won't allow me to believe that. You know what I mean? I believe for every problem there's a solution. You know what I mean? Because that's just my belief. I believe that it wouldn't be the key to riches if it wasn't a solution to everything. That is the key to riches. It just, no one have really found the solution. You know what I mean? And I believe that there's a solution coming. You know what I mean? And
there's a young man that got on Instagram today. I posted it today. I reposted it. Yo, he was talking. He looked like he was getting money. He had jewels on, well, clean cut, whatever. But he was like, yo, he said he was cussing and all that. He was like, man, he said that this money, this green paper with the slave masters on it, with the slave masters on it, he said, it's supposed to be meant to spend, you know what I'm saying, to take care of what you're supposed to take care of, and make sure your family's good. He was adamant about this, because he's speaking out on the same thing what we're talking about. You feel what I'm saying? So he was like, yo, he was like, man, this is really serious, man. He went off though. He let you know what he meant, like, yo, what are y'all doing? If y'all gonna continue to kill and over this paper, over this green, this paper, you know what I'm saying? So it's
slave masters. They have slave masters on them.
Right, slave masters on the money. Mm-hmm. You understand? That's who's on that green paper, slave masters. Mm-hmm. And we worshiping that money, that mammon, which is called, you know what I'm saying? And it has caused so much division. It has caused people to say, you know what, I want more money than he got. Instead of saying, I want to do what he's doing because he's reaching people. They're saying, nah, I want that Benz. I want that Maybach. You know what I'm saying? I want to have, this going on and that going on. Nah, but it's not like that. And then we got these gospel rappers that's kicking the gospel, the hip hop rappers, the gospel hip hop rappers. They're trying to do something, but it seems like what they doing ain't reaching nobody. You know why? Because it's not coming with glam. It's not coming with, showing all the, that tweaking, twerking, and all that stuff in it. So it's a way, man. It's a way where we're gonna have to just continue to put this stuff out here, and let it and just keep nicking away at it, because this is a topic that will drown a lot of topics out. But this is community awareness.
Right.
This is community awareness.
And that's what we at. Like that's what we specialize in. Like we specialize in bringing these topics to the surface. That's what we have our platform for, bringing topics like this. That people don't really like to talk about or afraid to talk about.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially people of color. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, males especially. You know what I mean? So we bringing it. You know what I mean? That's what Marketplace Ministry is about. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
this is a heavy topic right now as far as what's going on in our communities. Because like I was telling Chap earlier, this affect a lot of people. As far as not just their family, even though their family is affected, but it affect the whole economics in the community. You know what I mean? This is a cash cow. You know what I mean? And once you kill that cash cow, a lot of people, go without. You know what I mean? So
yeah, well, and the bottom line is, you got these hip hop rappers. You know what I'm saying? They're being funded by cats like Puff Daddy, Jay-Z,
Right.
Nas. You see what I'm saying? So these are cats that you don't really see no more in the forefront, but they're in the background pushing this stuff.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because they meet up with they pay these guys, so they meet with these guys. So you don't know what they pump. They're not telling these guys, yo, y'all need to chill out, man, because it looks bad for my label. They have got just as worse as the white person that's funded this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like black on black crime again. Here we go again with this black on black crime. Now I'm your producer. I'm pushing your music out there, and I know it's foul. I know you out there killing people, but at the end of the day, we got to get this money. My label got to eat. You know what I'm saying? My label got to eat. So it's like pimping. We pimping each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole cold truth right there. We pimping each other. And Satan is sitting back saying, yeah, y'all doing my work for me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all doing my work. I ain't got to lay hands on y'all. Y'all out here shooting up, killing each other, raping each other, and sexing, whatever y'all doing. I ain't got to do too much. Y'all making my job easier for me. So it's a bigger picture. It's when Satan's sitting back, he's the one saying, yo, let's go with this. See, people don't even know what this genre of music, a lot of genres of music, Satan has anointed this music.
Right.
And when we carrying this stuff, playing this stuff openly in our houses, man, I hear so many listen, bro, I hear little kids in cars, and their mama's cars and daddy's cars, they twerking in the back seat. They listening to all kind of crazy mess, man. You feel what I'm saying? They ain't listening to no educational stuff, man. So now you putting that on them. So now they grow up, 13, 14. Now they want to be a rapper. Now they want to trap, because they think that's cool. You see what I'm saying? So we getting, see, this is a deep situation, but this is our lane. This is our lane.
You missed the point when they start doing what rappers do and what rappers talking about, taking pictures with guns and
right. All of that is inclusive.
Yeah, it's gonna lead you straight to prison, or dead. You know what I mean?
All of that's inclusive, man. And then again, the parents don't have a hold, because the parents are listening to this stuff. They in their cars bumping this music. You know what I'm saying? The kids in the back seat. Yo, I listen. I look on Instagram one day, man, and I saw this little kid, man. He ain't had no. He was no more than 5. Yo, he was mimicking everything to this trap song. And I was just looking at, and I was pissed off because I was looking upside his mother's head, like you. And then again, it took me back. Where's his father at? You see what I'm saying? It took me back. You know, says, but Dad, young people don't want to hear that, Pops. Yeah, Keith, they want to be them rappers, man, because the parents are going in as well. That's what I just said. The parents are going in. So it's hard to train a child when the parents need to be trained.
You know, more is caught, the more is taught. You know what I mean? Like people learn by what more watching than what you telling them. Like I could learn how to cut the grass by watching you crank up the lawnmower and hold the thing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so you can learn how to do stuff by watching people. You know what I mean? So that's where these was coming from.
Right, right. Well, about bottom line, you know, the bottom line is this. If we gonna combat this, all we are to do once we start moving around outside of this Instagram and podcast stuff, we're gonna have to hit the grounds with it. You know what I'm saying? To start really speaking out to this, and this is gonna open up some eyes because we're gonna step on cats that's getting millions of dollars off these cats. Now, whenever they go to jail and get killed, Puff Daddy and them is in the clear. Them big producers sitting back. You so many producers out here pushing these people out here. That's just like remind me of the drug game. A lot of cats was giving these cats work, and when they get caught out there, they don't even come see about them. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Here, go get this work. Go get this work. You know what I'm saying? And then not saying, yo, this is what's gonna happen to you. You know what I'm saying? Be careful. Well, you know, not be careful. Let's go get this work. Right. And that's what you might as well be, that same gangbanger. You might as well be that same hitman to say, yo, here, put this, because here, I'm going to put the tool in your hand. Because the tool is the music. And so once you put the tool of the music in their hand, man, what comes behind that stuff, man, it's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? And so the bottom line is it's a lot of, they talk about the church. You know, everybody's, it seems like is a pimp. Everybody's pimping, man. So how are we gonna deal with that? So we have to come. You see what I'm saying? It's the churches is pimping. So you know, when I say that, I mean people are young in their mindset. You know what I'm saying? And they're immature. So if you got somebody, if they broke and they never had no money before, and you say, yo, I like your talent, come get on my label. Come get on my label. You understand? And then mess around. They get on their label. They ain't watching their back, man. They're not watching their back. So, I mean, it's crazy.
But you know, go ahead. Yeah,
it's just
that's a good point about Suge Knight and Biggie and everybody, because you know my thing is I believe that you know that we really just have a lot of bad businessmen that's running, you know, our inner cities. You know what I mean? You can even go to
right.
Mayors. You know what I mean? You can go to a lot of people that's taking payolas, you know, to really keep our inner cities down. You know what I mean? And really keep, you know, even the churches. Like a lot of people are taking payolas to uplift themselves and keep the community down. You know what I mean? And I think that's where we at with it. Like that's, you know, that's really, you know, where we at. And I guess that's the bigger fish we have to fry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm telling you, that young boy earlier, man, he hit it right on the head, man. When he said that, man, he said, yo, the slave master's on the money. He was like, yo, this money is making y'all fools, man. This money's turning y'all, and that's what that mammon does. And so, and you know, the bottom line is, listen, then the big drug dealers, just like the big drug dealers was paying off the police. They still doing it. Them big cartels, man, they letting them sell all kind of cocaine and dope. You know what I'm saying? They legalize stuff to let them get by because they don't want no problems because they say, yo, if you try to stop this money from coming through, I'm going to murder your whole family. So it's a lot of fear. It's a lot of things that's going on, and that's the cold truth, man. Now you got the hip hop dudes saying, yo, if you don't rock with my set, you won't be able to sell a record.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? I own you. Like if you can't go to another label now. So it's a lot. It's a lot to this thing, man. It's a lot of levels to this, man. So we have to. All we can do really, bro, is speak about this thing because we're not really engulfed in this thing. We have to go to the level, I believe, of God for him to show us how to navigate because it's a touchy area. It's a touchy thing because then people going to say we coming after their livelihood. You know what I'm saying? We coming after how they eating, how they feeding their family and all that. We ain't talking about how you feeding your family. We talking about the murders, the senseless killings. You know what I'm saying? In our communities. That's what we're concerned about as leaders. We're saying, you know what? I understand y'all are rocking what you rocking, but y'all killing each other. It almost if you look at the white community, they saying the black community is being extinct. The black men are dying by the droves. We get murdered by the droves out here, man. It's a funeral every time you turn around, somebody's getting murdered.
And you know what? And real quick, Hispanics, man, oh man, like, I love my brown brothers, you know what I mean? But it's like, wow, it's like, wow, I had went to where I had grew up at, and it's like, man, it's like 95% Hispanics, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like the first was 95% blacks, you know what I mean? That's like 95, you don't even see nobody but the people that been there, you know what I mean? That just ain't gonna really leave, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like wow, where everybody went, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, they dying off, man. And then on top of that, if you kill a father of a situation, now the son and the daughter really has no chance unless they get it right. So it's a big deal, man. We come in. I think for us even being bold enough and courageous enough to open up a topic like this, I think people they need to hear what's going on because it's in a lot of our households, man. It's in a lot of our households, and a lot of them are living that way. They live in foul that way. And so at the end of the day, man, how deep can we go? Deeper than whatever. I mean, we got the deep we're gonna go is in God. That's the only deep we can go because you can't really do nothing else. Because because at the end of the day, you have to be mindful of what's going on now, of how this thing is set up. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna be mad people coming against what we're talking about because they ain't gonna see how we seeing it, and they know it's true. They know it's true. They see the killings. They hear about it every day. It's happening every day. As a matter of fact, it's happening right now while we're on here. You know what I mean? And so the bottom line is we have to consult God. That's my take on this. We have to consult God and allow God to give us a way to reach these people. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way. We have to come up with a solution that's going to change somebody. Because we don't know because I don't think it'll never change, to be honest with you. I think it's going to get worse. But we got to touch somebody. If we can touch somebody to touch somebody, to touch somebody, to touch somebody. You see what I'm saying? I think going at this thing is so wide. Hell is enlarged right now. Hell is enlarged right now. So for us to sit here, for me to sit here, for Marketplace Ministry, I'm going to say me personally, on a personal level, to sit here and think that this is going to change. I read my Bible, my brother. I read well, and I understand what's going on. All this stuff has to happen for the second coming of Christ. I believe that. So all this senseless killing, if we don't sit down and have a real conversation like this, then people are going to continue to do what they doing, push their kids out there, and you got some families, man, they sending their kids out there to hustle. They're sending their kids out there to go be a rapper. And no, they don't have a clue on what they doing. They saying, yo, if you want to rap, oh yeah, they see him in the room practicing, yeah, and they don't even understand who's behind them. You know what I'm saying? They don't even understand who's behind them. So you open this up, Keith. Open it up, but you open it up, brother. That's what
You
you
know,
did.
and it's crazy because, like I say, man, man, like I told you, chap, God, we had our conversation last night. He talked to, he came to me, you know what I mean, the other night,
Right. No
and
doubt.
I'm just, and like he in my ear right now, and the only thing he telling me is David versus Goliath. You know what I mean? David versus Goliath. You know what I mean? Everybody thought David wasn't gonna go out there and do whatever, and that's how I feel. Like, I feel like, he wouldn't put this on me, if it wasn't, a beatable situation. Or I am not even gonna say beatable because I don't even want to say it's a beatable situation. And it's so weird because like you said, stuff has to happen for the second coming of Christ, and I do believe that you're right about that. However, I believe that he's gonna come when things are peaceful. You know what I mean? When it's tranquility. You know what I mean? I believe like that. That's what we are here for, to get things ready for his coming. You know what I mean? And we just be like everybody else. I mean, this is my belief. You know what I mean? Well, let me speak personally. If
But we
I
going
did
to the word. But going to that word though to back what you're saying up. If you believe in the word of God, back what you're saying up, because
right,
your belief is your belief. But at the
right.
end of the day, man, this bro, this we live. This is the world we living in. This world is busted. It's dirty. It's nasty. It's all of the above. So people are gonna act on what they see out here. They're
I,
gonna act on
it's,
that. And so I
it,
think exposing this thing is the start of it. That's
yeah,
what I see.
and to say that, I do believe, we can get a little bit, we can get a lot better as people, period. But
Right.
I, just to say stuff like that, like, don't get me wrong, like, it is, hey, we have some people that really need a lot of help in a lot of areas, you know what I mean? But I believe we are the people, though, you know what I mean? I believe we are the people, you know what I mean? I believe that, if you take the people away, it's just the earth. You know what I mean? So, I believe we are the people, and we, the people that God chose, the chosen ones, we plant the seeds, or, because even myself, I was one time, you know what I mean? Hey, like, I was, I wasn't who I'm big. That everybody can change if they really put their mind to it. And I believe even if the change doesn't happen in a time enough for you to get it, but your kids catch it. You know what I mean? Like they generation change. You know what I mean? And I believe that once this cycle continues to happen, and people like us, keep stepping out in this type of manner. You know what I mean? To really, really, really come back. And like you said, there's a lot of hidden masters out. There's a lot of masters that's deeper. What you think they're hitting for?
Well,
When do you think they're gonna come out and really, expose their gifts to the world? You know what I mean? So, which is a gift for the world. You know what I mean? It's not just for you. It's for the world. So that's just what I believe. You know what I mean? That's why I'm here in this ministry. Because I believe this is why He gave this to us for times such as this. For situations such as these. You know what I mean? So, I don't think that He would have gave it to us for anything other than to be effective and efficient, in our inner cities, because that's what we own. Community awareness, fatherhood, all these different things we are putting together to enlighten His people. You know what I mean? In my opinion, to say that is be like, the sheep will never get in line. And it's like the shepherd saying the sheep will never get in line. Like, and I just don't believe that. You know what I mean? I believe, they will get in line. That's just my
oh
belief.
yeah,
I
no
believe
doubt. I mean, right, no doubt. I mean,
they really want to die. You know what I mean? Like, and once you see it enough, it really, it really kind of, but like I say, that's just my belief. God gave it to me, you know what I mean? And that's just something that I'm gonna stand on, until I can't stand no more. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. There's no way. I just believe that any issue that plague our communities cannot be stopped or reversed. You know what I mean? That's just my belief. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm gonna say that publicly. That's not something that I'm sitting on. No, I believe that with every fiber in my body. You know what I mean? That anything going on in our community can be reversed. We are not no monkeys or no donkeys or nothing like that. Like, we are human beings. We can learn. We can do better. You know what I mean? As long as we know better. You know what I mean? And that's just what I believe. You know what I mean? I can't read that comment on my phone.
Right. Well, I mean, it's just basically invoking change. It's all about invoking change. You know what I mean? It's about invoking change. And once you invoke change, it's like what we're doing, we're exposing it first. It has to be exposed. And that's what we have to do. Because by no means, I have no fear of anything, of anybody on this earth. But you have to be strategic in what you're doing. And that's what we're going to learn how. We're learning how to be strategic. We're learning how to, because you may not have all the answers. Nobody has all the answers but God. But I'm
Right.
saying if we come in, if God allowed you to come and open this thing up, then there is some clarity that will be understandable, will be understood. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
God gave us His platform to
Right,
allow.
right. So that's right.
You
So
know what I mean?
that's, but you still got
It's
to be
like
strategic. You still got to be strategic as far as, because throwing stuff out there and because the bottom line is it's so much other stuff going on. Now we jumped on this topic, right? This is a deep situation now. Now we got to still make sure and mind what we got to do otherwise as well. You know what I
right,
mean? And that's what I'm talking about. We have to stay in focus and stay in line, because we're gonna have people coming on here shooting out stuff, saying stuff, and you have to stay focused. We have to be focused on here. And so, because when you putting stuff out there like that, it's real, it's heartfelt. You know what I mean? As long as we stay within the confines of God and us and what we do, then we're gonna move the way we need to move. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna gather people whoever come to this work. It's gonna come to this work, and God gonna show who they are to us. You know what I mean? And so we're gonna just keep building, keep building. You know what I mean? We got to just keep building at it. Because community awareness, that's what this is. We are aware of what's going on in our community. You
right.
know what I'm saying? It's happening in every one of our communities, wherever we live. You know what I'm saying? Whatever town, whatever state you live in, it's happening. You know what I mean? And so it's a big deal. And nobody's really talking about all you hear is killings. You don't hear strategies to combat it. You don't hear too much of that. You might hear like the protesting, they're doing that. But I just believe too, you know, you need policies and procedures even in this hip hop arena. You know what I'm saying? It should be some type of clauses in that stuff too. Whereas you just can't sign a person if it's so much going on, man, where this money's been to play and this money to mess them, it's everything else. It's like whatever. If I pay you off, I can gag you. I could shut your mouth. You know what I'm saying? If I could put some money in your pocket, put your money in your account, then you be quiet. I don't need you to talk about this. You know what I mean? And so we have to be very mindful and careful of what's going on. So at the end of the day, the deal is we have to make sure that we're hearing from God, and the people of God is going to come forth. You know what I'm saying? But it's a time, and it's a time for everything. You have to be mindful of what we're doing, because you're going to get the response. Because what we're saying, we're going to get a lot of response. Believe that. People are going to tap in. You know what I'm saying? People are going to say whatever they're going to say. And so we just got to be mindful. And if somebody's coming to us and saying something, hey, we take it in consideration. You know what I mean? Until we can get a podcast going, like that's our next move. Then we can have multiple people talking about the same topic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Having a voice, so to speak, so that way we can come up with a plan. Because there's no sense in talking about this stuff if we don't have a plan in action.
My thing was more or less, I wanted to give input on it, and I wanted to let our viewers know that we are aware of what's going on in the community, and out of respect for these guys and their family and the culture in itself, we wanted to talk about it and to give our opinions on it and let you know that we are not just taking this laying down. You know what I mean? Like, we are not just taking these things laying down. We are aware of what's going on, and we do very, like I say, we just talked about this. When was it, yesterday, chap?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do speak about it, and we do, we are aware of what's going on in our communities. You know what I mean? We are very concerned with what's going on in our community, and the people that live within these communities. And the killing and stuff, it has to end. You know what I mean? And because we cannot go on like that. We're gonna be extinct. You know what I mean? So, that's just my
Right,
belief.
right. Let me say this. Let me say this, right? And from now on, through what we're doing, through Marketplace Ministry, we have to leave the names out. And I apologize for anybody's name that I spoke about, because you can't speak on names. We gotta speak on the problem. You know what I'm saying? Because names, because we can go, it's so many people involved in different things. I don't want to have people's names on our situation. You know what I mean? Because then we're going to get tagged for that. You know what I mean? And so, because I don't know what the next man is really doing, because I'm not in his household, I'm not in his business, or none of that. So we got to be very careful of putting names out there, so that way things won't link back to us on a negative level, because we have to be mindful of that. We have to be professional as well. You know what I mean? And so, and God ain't allowing us to do that neither, because dropping names on people, because people, it's Instagram, we're already out here already. But again, we need to just be mindful of that, because we can't be dropping people's names out there and then boom, hey, and that's just the bottom line, because we got to be aware of that stuff there, because people are very, sensitive, as I would be. If somebody dropped my name in a situation or said my name and added my name to something, I may not be really wanting somebody to kill somebody. I'm just giving them work. You know what I mean? And so we have to be very careful of that, because I said a few people's name myself, and now we can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And we got to be very mindful, because that's not how this thing works. Now if we sit down in front of these people, that's one thing. And I just believe giving people a fair shot. If we're gonna say somebody's name, we can say it in their face. You know what I mean? Like, when we get an opportunity to speak on something, we can be there while they're there. Like, say for instance, if we went to an event dealing with something like what we're talking about, we can address it there. But to pull people's name inside of what we're doing, nah, we can't do that. You know what I mean? That's just what Holy Spirit just dropped in my spirit. Just said we can't do that. You know what I mean? Because God could be still working on them as well. You know what I'm saying? So we pegging people that God is still working on. You don't know how God's gonna work on them to change their mindset about this thing. He might flip them. He can flip their mind and say, "Yo, I'm not doing that no more. This is how I'm doing my business now." If you get caught with a gun, or if you get caught, you automatically rejected from my label. Maybe we can get people to start thinking like that more. You know what I'm saying? If you working for my label, then you know what? You got to carry yourself like this, that, and the third. Just like the NBA do, the NFL does. Maybe they need to learn how to do stuff like that. If you pick up a gun, if you get caught with a gun, you get caught with this, you done. Your contract is non and void. You see what I'm saying? So maybe we can give somebody some ideas on how to do this stuff, other than just putting people out there and just they reckless, because you signing them to a label and you have not even trained them to they reckless. They out here doing all kinds of stuff, but they got a deal, and so maybe that can come to play. Like I seen the NBA cats, if you ride, like, because actually they own pretty much. It's sad like that. They own you pretty much. NBA, if you ride a motorcycle and you can't, they tell you they'll shut you down because it's a liability. You know what I mean? It's a liability. If you get caught with drugs or whatever, you get caught with this, there's certain things that can happen to you that can mess your contract up. So maybe the rap situation should be similar to that. Just start getting some checks and balances in there. You know what I mean? And if you out here and you wilding and you pulling your gun out, you flagging, you done. You done. You know what I'm saying? You done. If these cats are still concerned, they really love, like they say they love the community, well, we got to try something. We can't just keep putting you to work and you out here killing and busting your gun and doing all this craziness, man. And then you still rapping and making money? Nah, man, come on. This is, you know what I mean? So hopefully, you know, people hear us, what we're saying. And this is what God is saying. We have to bring solutions to the table. Like we just did, like we're doing. You know what I mean? We bring in another way to how to deal with this thing. And when we get around and that, go ahead.
Even because I was just thinking about what you were saying, like even if the label executives, have the artists, being mentored or something like that. You know what I mean? Like through people like us or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, just like advisors or something like that. Like, hey man, it's not some, get them some type of something, you know what I mean, more than just, setting them up for failure. But, I like, I just really wanted to bring that topic up because, like I say, it was heavy on my heart, heavy on my mind, and it really had me like, my, it had my attention kind of sort of, and now that we spoke about it, now we're back to the drawing board, so that's where we at. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, listen, it ain't nothing that rocked me. I mean, and I don't think it rocked you. It's heavy on you. It's been heavy on me. I've been living this thing in my community for years. I've been in drug violence, all kind of gang and rap killings and all kinds of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. If who's ever listening to under the sound of our voice right now, tap into BDP KRS-One, listen to that song, and that thing will put you in a place where you be like, oh my God. Because he's hitting it so hard. If you want to get away with murder, kill a rapper. That thing is so powerful. It hit me hard because I was like, dang, man. They really getting away with killing rappers through what he's talking about. And that's even in our own community. And he was really talking about the cops. But then he was also talking about black on black crime too. So it's a lot to deal with, man. I think, and I'll be honest with you right now, real talk, the churches, people really, we have to come as the body of Christ, as a church without walls. Meaning that we have to put our voices out there. We have to expose this stuff, and the way God is telling us to expose it. We have to also understand that the powers that be, the principalities, we have to learn how to pull the strongholds down and come together. Because at the end of the day, man, we have a mandate to do this. And so I'm never not afraid, but it's just strategics that God is showing us, just like giving people solutions. You know what I'm saying? I hope somebody heard that this is a way how to, combat some of this foolishness. Start putting that in their contracts, in their clause. You know what I'm saying? So if you do this, boom, you're not on this, you can't rock with this label. If you really about peace, if you really don't want these killings to stop, because some of these A&Rs, man, some of these people, man, they are really, really, really not understanding. It's their people that's out here killing. They got them on the payroll. You know what I'm saying? And they know what they doing out there because they done heard it. You know what I'm saying? They done heard it. They done heard people, yo, such and such shot, such and such, get ready to do this. They know about it. So they can't act like they don't know. You know what I'm saying? They know the game. They've been in the game before. You know what I'm saying? So now they're in a different level of the game. So now you should, man, you allowing people to get murdered through the people that you support and you paying. So yeah, man, it's just a topic that is something that you have to really sit down back and really say, wow, let's go with it. Let's go with it. And so as we continue to move forward, it's a topic that is going to be one of our topics that we talk about, that we expose. You know what I mean? And it needs to be exposed, just like child support. That's just as deadly too. But people are dying, people are getting busted in child support too. So all we talk about is relevant.
Right.
It's relevant. You know what I mean? It's relevant. So, but yeah, man. Hey, I'm glad you brought that up tonight.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I believe it's like a pizza. You know what I mean? Like you can't miss ingredients or you can't miss slices. You know what I mean? It has to be a complete pizza. You know what I mean? In order for really to get the full effect of what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is we already know that there's evil, but when you post evil against, you don't hear this in the white community. You don't hear white killing whites in the community. It's always going to be an evil against good. But when it's depicting, when it's black in our community at large, we have to look at it like that. You have to look at it like that. You ain't hearing about white rappers shooting each other. You don't hear about that. Hey, show me where that's happening. You see what I'm saying? So it's a culture. It's a thing that's going on. We have to combat what's going on in our community. I can't go to the white community and say, yo, y'all, why y'all killing? Because they ain't. They ain't. You show me a community of whites where they getting shot at. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And we talking about this topic. We talking about killing one another. Show me a community. Keith, do you know any off the top of your head?
Nah, I don't even know no trailer parks with white folks kids.
That's what I'm talking about. So you have to be very clear when you're trying to answer something. Like my brother's putting up here, which is cool. I'm glad for the feedback, but understand something. We already know it's evil and good, but we ain't. You show me a white community that's killing each other, like we're murdering each other in our community, as well as the police is doing, as well as we're doing it to ourselves. Show me a community of whites that's doing that, and I'll say that's not.
Like a white Compton. What is it?
Nah, it ain't one. It ain't one. It's not one.
I don't know no white neighborhood you scared to go down. You know what I mean? Like,
nah. They're not gonna. First of all, they're not gonna have that in their community. First and foremost, they're not gonna have that. If they not killing, you ain't gonna come in there doing no wrong. No. You're not gonna do that. So, and we talking about murder at this rate here. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we have to be bold enough to say, yo, this is our people that's being murdered, at the hands of each other, at the hands of police. We have got to recover that already, the police brutality. But what about brutality, period, in amongst our own selves? You know what I mean? So it's a widespread, man. It's a widespread. So it's all good. It's a heavy situation. It's heavy. It's heavy. It was meant to be heavy when it came out. It was meant to be heavy. So, hey, you exposed it, it's out there.
But you know what, Chap? Like you said, the harvest is plentiful. You know what I mean? And the laborers are few. You know what I mean? Like that's what we doing. Like that's why we from the community awareness, because the harvest is plentiful. You could pick something. You know what I mean? But like I say, right now we just speaking on it. You know what I mean? However, like I say, man, Chap, we already spoke about some of the things that we plan on doing. You know what I mean? And because we are very active in the community. You know what I mean? And lend solutions and do some certain problems. That's what we definitely gonna do. You know what I mean? That's what we're about. So, and that's where we at. You know what I mean? Like, just moving forward in God's business. You know what I mean? Because that's what we're about, God's business. You know what I mean? And
Right, right,
that's
right,
just what.
right. And man, I'm all for, you know, camaraderie. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for people coming together for one common cause. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is, like I said again, we have to be mindful of what's going on because no question is there's no dumb questions to me. There's
Right.
no dumb questions. But at the end of the day, think about what you say before you say it. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll get judged on what you say. And you just got to be mindful of that. If you're ready to deal with whatever you deal, like right now, we putting stuff out there. Listen, we putting it out there because we are ordained to put it out there. We're not just thinking about this stuff and say, yo, I'm gonna just throw this out there like that. Now, we talked about this stuff before we came on here with that. You know what I mean? Because you have to get a structure in your thinking to even come talk about what we're talking about because it's a heavy topic, man. This is a heavy topic. You see with my son was on here, you know what I'm saying? Aunt was on here, like yo dad, yo Keith, you know what I'm saying? Because he's concerned too.
Yeah.
And he in that era. He's 28 years old.
Right.
You 37, bro. I'm 55. So all those are different times, age times, but we all experience and know about the same stuff. We just have different viewpoints, you know what I'm saying? But we agree, to disagree. But for the most part, man, we all agree with what's going on in our community. Now, the thing is, invoking change, that's another level. That's another level, invoking change. It's a level that we have not reached yet. You know what I'm saying? I believe we going to that level, but we ain't there yet. We got to get like-minded people on the same page. I just believe what you do, what you said, what you put out there, God is going to allow us to go there. You know what I'm saying? I may not see the change in my time. Like you said, it might be passed down generationally to my kids or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But hey, at least we sowed the seed. You
Right.
know what I mean? We sowed a seed to change, to invoke change in this situation. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. But
Right.
we about to get up off here, man. We appreciate y'all time coming out tonight, and and just keep looking forward to seeing Marketplace Ministry talk about real topics, real talk. We're going to continue to invoke change in our community. We're going to continue to each one teach one and all that good stuff, And so, Keith, you got anything to say before we get up out of here?
Man, I didn't know we was past our champ. Man, I didn't know it was 8 o'clock already. It's 8:15.
It's 9:30. It's 9:13, brother.
Man, Chap, I thought you was cutting it off early. I'm like, man, what's going on, Chap? I had to check the time. I'm like, man, Chap. But man, nah, but seriously though, man, I thank everybody for tuning in. Like I say, man, this is very much needed. Whether it's as and like my father always told me, there's no such thing as a dumb question. You know what I mean? So, everything and everybody has an opinion. You know what I mean? And ideas, lead to actions. You know what I mean? So that's what we're trying to get to. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we will not sit and be like people before us where we stumble trying to all get out the same door and nobody getting nothing accomplished. You know what I mean? No. We gonna be uniform. We're gonna be respectful. We're gonna be prideful, and we're gonna be knowledgeable. We're going forward, and that's just what we at. Like, So again, I want to thank everybody, for tuning in. Please stand side by side with us and keep tuning in, to what we got going on because, like I say, this, one, I know my energy, I know Chap energy. Once this pandemic is up, it's different. It's different. You know what I mean? And I can feel it. So just keep tuning in. And
Yeah, you buffering a lot, man. You buffering. So, but yeah, we're gonna cut it off, man, and until the next time we're on tomorrow. You know, I'm actually not tomorrow, but Monday. You see us on Mondays at 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock, you know, Pacific time in Houston. And so Saturdays and Mondays. So with that, we're gonna say